Spending nearly 26 years in prison for killing his wife at their old Liverpool Road home, Walid Daniel tonight is a free man.
Here's Channel 9's Jeff Kulikowski talked with two men who put him away.
It was a case that grabbed the community's attention. A Palestinian immigrant, Walid Daniel, who spoke very little English, drowned in her own bathtub. Her infant daughter, apparently the only one home at the time. Roadblocks were set up near their old Liverpool Road home back in June 1991 as investigators searched for clues that would lead them to Yvette's killer. Her husband, Walid Daniel, the owner of Just Desserts coffee shop in the Money Towers, proclaiming his innocence.
They had a downstairs tenant who heard some kind of noise around 3 o'clock, but he wasn't sure what it was. It was sort of a made-for-TV mystery.
But within days of the crime, Walid Daniel was arrested for killing his wife. Ed Mencken named special prosecutor on the case for newly elected DA Bill Fitzpatrick. On the other side, a team of top lawyers, including Emil Rossi. It's a case Mencken remembers very well.
The jury was very engaged.
He said she was taking a bath, and when the people discovered her, she was fully clothed. Who takes a bath that's fully clothed?
Juror number 4 asked us not to show his face. Even all these years later, the case still fresh for him.
He was pretty nervous. He was pretty nervous, and he was looking at the jury a lot. He was trying to make friends with you by smiling at you, Nobody was smiling back at him.
After about 2 weeks of trial, the jury deliberated barely 4 hours and reached its verdict around 10 at night.
The note came in, and Judge Burke was sort of startled. He was surprised.
To watch the reaction of Walid Daniel when it was announced in his family. His sisters started crying and started jumping at him and wanted to hold on to him, didn't want the officers to take him away, and they were grabbing him by the legs and by the chest and by the foot.
Mencken says he had no doubts then, and none now, that Walid Daniel killed his wife.
Jeff, that we all grieve in our own ways when you lose a friend or a family member, but the grief that arises from a loved one being murdered never goes away.
But the killer now walks the streets again, a free man. Jeff Kulikowski, News Channel 9.
Now, Walid Daniel was granted his release for this day by the parole board back in May.